Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third annual ReelTok Awards, episode 124 of the ReelTok Podcast. We have an incredible show in store for you today, yet again, bringing you the best award show in the game, if we do say so ourselves. Today, we also have 20 awards, once again, just like last year, that have been voted on by over 2,000 people, a combination of a weighted average for determining these awards between all of you on social media who submitted your ballots, our Patreon members who also submitted their special ballots, and then obviously us four hosts getting the most weight here because it is the ReelTok Awards after all. So the blend of all 2,000 of those votes are going into all the 20 award winners you're going to see today. So who's going to be joining the current ranks of the ReelTok Award winners? Looking back 2 years ago to our first ever ReelTok Awards, After Sun took home Best Picture, a very based decision, if I do say so ourselves.
Yeah,
Austin Butler took home Best Actor. Michelle Yeoh took home Best Actress. Ki Hui Kwan, the Best Supporting Actor, and Carrie Condon taking home Best Supporting Actress. Again, based picks all around as well, and different from the Academy because the ReelTok Awards, you know, we stick out. We're 2 months before too, so people are saying we're the tone setters for awards.
People are saying that.
People are saying. And then second annual, last year, obviously, Oppenheimer was the big winner. Took home 8 awards. We had Cillian Murphy and Robert Downey Jr. taking home the 2 acting awards for the actor side. Emma Stone taking home Best Lead Actress, and Divine Joy Randolph taking home Best Supporting Actress.
Pretty amazing selection, I'm going to be for real.
Agreed. And we are just moments away now from finding out this year's winners and who's going to be joining these elite ranks. I don't think anyone
selection as well.
Yeah, this was the Oscar. No coincidence there. They saw our episode.
But to be fair, you know, we again, sources are saying Emma Stone's momentum for winning the Oscar started with the ReelTok Awards.
Also, people are saying that. That's the word in the streets. I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, Oppenheimer's the big winner last year. We'll see who the big winner is going to be this year. But first, we want to thank everyone for listening to the podcast and giving us so much continued support. We would not be here on the third annual ReelTok Awards. It's still crazy. Over 2 years of the podcast. Obviously, we've been reflecting a lot with TikTok potentially being gone, potentially being not. But make sure you leave a like on this video. Comment down below throughout the award show, awards that you agree with and you're excited about, or you disagree with, and you thought there was a big snub. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube if you're watching the video version. If you're watching the video version on Spotify, make sure you leave us a follow there and rate us 5 stars, or Apple Podcasts if that's where you get your podcasts. And then Instagram, TikTok, if it's still available, if it's gone, if it's back, whatever, X, Letterboxd, and then consider joining our Patreon. We would really appreciate your support everywhere. Speaking of Patreon, thank you, patrons. Again, especially we would not be here without you all. Thank you all so much for continuing to support the ReelTok Podcast each and every month. And biggest shout out of all, of course, goes to our executive producer, Stefan Johnson, for just being the king, the continuous king who's been with us for a long, long time now. And do not think that your appreciation for us does not go unnoticed. We appreciate you a ton. We're about to get the show underway, but want to take one more last moment to give a massive shout out and have you all in the comments, please send the praise to Mateo, because you're about to see some incredible clips that he worked tirelessly on all week to put together for us. We feel like personally that award shows are meaningless and they're not going to have clips that are going to be celebrating the artists that are winning the awards. Like whenever I turn on an award show and it's just like they're going to read off the nominees and give what are we doing here? We got to give clips, got to celebrate these award nominees and winners. And again, Mateo has worked tirelessly to make that happen here. So we've never had a 2-time ReelTok Award winner yet with any of the actors, directors, anything like that. And I don't think anyone nominated today. Again, this is off the top of my head. I don't think anyone today would have been someone who's won an award in the past. So that means Mateo's got it unlocked for being a 2-time ReelTok Award winner. He's the only one who can say that. So shout out to you, Mateo. Again, we can't thank you enough. And again, as you're watching these clips and seeing the production value that went into this episode, please leave some comments down below and send him some praise. But again, let's start getting things rolling here. We want to dedicate the third annual ReelTok Award Show to those we have recently lost in the film industry. We've lost a lot of titans this past year who helped fearlessly pave the way for cinema as we know it today. Maggie Smith, Shelley Duvall, Donald Sutherland, Carl Weathers are just only beginning to scratch the surface for the immeasurable losses that the industry has felt. And we're never going to be able to do proper justice to everyone that the film industry has lost and all the artists we have lost. And we will forever feel their immeasurable impact on the industry as well. And they're always going to be remembered for their artistic importance and how much they've impacted us and everyone else's lives. Just days before this award show, we obviously heard the news that David Lynch has passed away at the age of just 78 years old. Whether he was your favorite director or you hadn't even seen one of his films yet, his impact on the world of cinema has undoubtedly touched and impacted you directly or indirectly. There's a gaping hole left in his absence, and his legacy is going to live on forever. So we want to dedicate this episode to David Lynch and all the other artists that we have lost this past year.
Cinema is such a beautiful language. Cinema is a thing that deals with things beyond words, and it's so beautiful. There's an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness inside each one of us, at the base of all mind and all matter. And this field has qualities: intelligence, creativity, universal love, energy, peace, that allows any human being to dive within and transcend and experience this ocean of pure consciousness.
Warmer than May, her tender sighs. Love was
With David Lynch in our thoughts and everyone else we lost throughout the past year, we continue to look back on what was yet again another incredible year in 2024 in film. And we want to use this award show and this montage you're about to see of the year we had in film as an opportunity to remember those and celebrate those and the impact that they had, and celebrate what we think was yet again another fantastic year for movies.
Wonderful day! Prepare to brace for impact. May thy knife chip and shatter.
Get in, Lizzie.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
There she is, the almost birthday girl.
3 carrots.
What's about 4?
We need to keep it super fresh.
Cool. Do you want to make out?
Nope.
Because I don't need it.
Do we have here?
My name is Lorne Michaels. I'm producer Saturday Night.
I'm anxiety. Dude, I'm you.
Monsieur le Comte de Monte Cristo. I'm sorry, but do we know each other?
I'm Gary.
Who the fuck is Gary?
You're unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
There is something that your daddy and I...
There's something that Mummy and me want to...
We want to talk to you about.
It's a bit serious, though.
Come to me. Okay, it's okay, Lizzie. It's okay not to be okay. It's a lot.
It's okay. Not your fault.
Are you sad?
Fine.
Maybe this is what happens when you grow up. You feel less joy.
It's a total shithole. Yeah, it's our shithole.
Must become more than we were programmed to be. Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid.
You don't face your fears, you ride them.
Maybe you need to listen to my advice for once.
Wow.
That was sick.
That was so good.
It's
I
fun
mean-
because we're watching it for the first time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, people listening, a lot of this is a surprise to me, George, and Cam specifically. Like Matteo and Tyler have worked very hard behind the scenes. Like Matteo is the man. Like, you know, we wouldn't have
I
had
mean,
any.
yeah, that montage is incredible. That was
incredible.
Did he do the David Lynch one as well?
Yes, yeah.
That's awesome.
Very short.
What a
notice.
That nearly made
What a
me
guy.
cry. I'm going to be so for real right now.
Oh,
That was amazing,
damn.
amazing.
Again, as we said in the beginning, ReelTok Award Show. This is the bar.
We don't
People have
pull
to-
punches here. Yeah,
No, we
don't.
don't. And with that, incredible way to kick off the show. But now we have a word from Cam Walsh.
Shit.
Oh, we're already laughing.
Yeah,
How you gonna
follow that up, Cam.
Yeah,
you
I
gonna
mean,
follow
this
it?
sucks. Can I go last next
The
time?
opening monologue for the 3rd annual ReelTok Awards. Cameron, what do you got?
Nothing as good as that. But hello, all. Thank you all so much for those that have tuned in to the ReelTok Awards 2025. We are very, very excited to be here. Last year in 2024, we got a ton of great movies. We got to watch so many wonderful movies. got some interesting ones as well. We got to watch someone smashing Daniel Craig's balls on screen. And about halfway through, I finally realized it wasn't Casino Royale. George, fantastic to see you out there. Love seeing George out here. I think you're looking fantastic, man. George, you look so good. You look like the guy who ate the dude who hosted at your place last year. You're looking really amazing, man. Love all the progress you've made. You're looking fantastic. Like I said, we loved tons of movies last year. Me personally, I was a huge fan of Dune 2. Dune 2 girls at one time. Seth, where are you at, man? Oh, there's Seth. He's looking good. Seth, man. I think you should have watched Red One last year. I think you would have really, really loved it. You would have really gotten into the Christmas spirit, because I know all you want for Christmas is your 2 front teeth. You recently went to the dentist. That's all that joke is. Last night I was writing this monologue with my friends, and I promised I'd tell this joke that one of them wrote. So last year we got a ton of fantastic sequels in the movies. We got Dune 2, Gladiator 2, Juror Number 2, just some fantastic sequels out there, right? I'm getting really fucking pissed off right now. I'm drunk and losing at Mario Party Jamboree while trying to write this monologue, and I'm fucking angry because I suck and I can't get a goddamn star. Sorry, sidebar. Mateo, thank you so much, man. Appreciate your hard work. Appreciate your support behind the scenes. We could not do this show without you. Really appreciate you taking the shittiest paying job about a year or 2 years ago. We couldn't do it without you. And then, of course, Tyler. Love Tyler. Tyler, again, thank you for putting this together. Thank you for doing a ton for this pod. Tyler does so much in the last year and some change. Like in the last, we'll say year and a half, I think. He's gotten engaged. He's had 2 TikTok accounts. He's done tons of movie trivia on his YouTube. He's logged 450 movies every single year, all while pretending he has a real U.S. job. So good job, Tyler. Really, really proud of you for doing all of that. His favorite movies of last year being of course Challengers and Trap, which are some great movies. We also had some really, really shitty movies last year. We had Ricky Stenicki, we had Madam Web, we had Dear Santa, and we got future Best Picture winner Amelia Perez. So just a downer of a year as well. But I am very happy to be with you all this morning. I will admit I had a down year for movies last year, only logged about 50 new 2024 releases, which is kind of a down year for me, but can you really blame me? They only came out with 1 MCU movie. So what's the point, right? But of course, it would not be a monologue of mine without talking some slop. So without further ado, here are the nominees for Best Comic Book Movie.
That was a good monologue.
The Dune 2 joke was
that was funny.
That was the highest one.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Ooh.
Joker. Foley Ado.
You're a goddamn lunatic.
Oh, you just figured that out now?
Craven the Hunter.
This is an awful category.
It's such a great God's great.
Oh,
Now!
Madam Web.
You're showing off.
Maybe a little.
You need to move out of my way before I move you myself.
Transformers 1.
Be honest with me. How fast do you think you can get that thing to go without killing it?
Only one way to find out.
And Venom. The Last Stand.
Oh,
what a collection!
Tyler, you've got such a great voice for that.
Yeah, that was.
You've got a real.
I hated it. That was late last night.
You've got a real awards voice. I like it.
I loved it. And so the winner for Best Comic Book Movie of 2024 is
which I will say, I'll preface this for every award. None of them know except me. This year we're doing it, so I'm the only one who knows. So this is a surprise to all of us.
I think I know this one.
You want to cue us up one more time? The winner.
The winner for Best Comic Book Award at the 2024 ReelTok Awards is. Yeah, if it was anything else, I would have cried.
Okay, interesting. I thought it might be Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay.
I also thought it would be Deadpool and Wolverine.
I would have been the only writer for Deadpool and Wolverine at one point or another, and I lowered my score heavily, so it was second on my list, but still, no. Transformers
not a great year for
quite a bad one.
Not a good year for comic book movies. Transformers 1 deserved this one by miles. Was the only one in this category that genuinely was really, really amazing. I like.
Oh, wow!
I think
we're also showing second and third places for every award here as well.
Wow!
Okay. I am really shocked, actually, that Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't top 3. I'll admit that.
That is interesting. That is really
shout out Venom for Venom second place. That's crazy. But I mean, if you would have came into the 2023 awards and said next year, Joker Folie à Deux isn't going to be even really in contention. I mean, I got third place, but if you would have told me it wasn't fighting for first, I would have been absolutely shocked. So what a bag fumbling there. But congratulations to Transformers 1, first 2025 ReelTok Award winner, comic book movie of the year, Transformers 1. Good job. Yeah, just want to give a shout out to comic book movies in general. Less so of a good shout out. Tyler on here put majority good stuff. 2024 was a weak year for slop. A weak year for slop. The Penguin, X-Men 97, fantastic. Deserve all the praise that they get. Spider Within was also a wonderful but short film about anxiety and just mental health, and especially, being Spider-Man, even you can be having a bad day and feeling down and feeling depressed. It's fine, and it's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to get some help. The Bluey deserves praise from people. Bluey the Sign. The Bluey movie 2027 is coming. Godzilla vs. Kong, or Godzilla X Kong stinks. And then obviously, we just saw the comic book rankings or comic book award. And they were all kind of ass except Transformers 1. Do better, DC and Marvel. Do better making comic book movies. It's not just slop to feed us in the mouth. We're going to go pay for it as long as it's good. You see these movies underperforming like crazy. Obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine did really well, but Deadpool and Wolverine is a third movie in a trilogy that it's kind of running back the same beats. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. I think it's not something that you can rewatch a ton, but that's just my personal opinion. But we also got Echo last year. Ass show, horrible.
That came out in 2024.
That was very start January 2024.
Holy
Agatha
shit.
Coven of or Agatha All Along, I should say. Not awful, but just not very good. Batman Caped Crusader. I don't know anyone that watched that show. I don't think people liked it. Creature Commandos was fine. Just do better, movie and TV universes. We want our slop. We want you to feed it to us, but we want it good. We want it good, damn it. 2025 is going to be a year to come back. Superman, Fantastic Four, Captain America, Thunderbolts, they all better be goddamn good. But it's also worth noting we're getting 6 Marvel projects before we get Superman, which is crazy. That's too much, Marvel. I understand only giving us one MCU movie a year is maybe not fiscally the best idea. 3 before the half year mark, absurd. Figure it out. Sony, get your act together. Figure it out, people. I want slop. That's good.
The Cam Walsh mid-award show slop rant.
I want slop.
Generational.
I'll show
my awards intros are not as funny as Cam's monologue, but
no one's are, George. It's fine.
Yeah, no one's are. They also might be a little long, so I might retroactively shorten these as we go along. Funniest film. From the awkward moments to ridiculously over-the-top plots, these films made us laugh, giggle, and wipe tears of joy from our eyes. This category honors the best and healthiest coping mechanism there is, laughter. So let's raise a glass forget about our problems for a second, and find out which film made us laugh harder than our last disastrous day at work. These are the nominees for funniest film of the year.
Yeah.
Tell them to fucking put me down, please.
Put him down.
Honora.
Why are you holding her like that? No. Be careful, bro. Be careful.
Okay, now can you tell him to fucking untie?
Why did you tie her hands?
Untie me.
Look. Why are you afraid of this little girl?
She's an animal.
She's a fucking little girl. She beat you both up? She's not fighting like one.
Nasty Mike.
Bad boys ride or die.
Bad shit happens, but that doesn't mean you're bad. Do that donkey shit. That's what I'm talking about. That shit right there. That shit right there. Bad boy, Mike. Right? You're the big bad wolf in the neighborhood. Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good.
I didn't want to lose you.
Hitman.
And you met Ron first, and you liked Ron. I liked Ron. So I didn't want to show you Gary.
Who the fuck is Gary?
I'm Gary.
I don't even know your name.
Best
My
line
real
reading.
name is Gary Johnson.
Gary.
I know.
Oh.
Comes a cosmic love story
The Fall Guy.
of epic proportion. Starring MTV Best Kiss Award nominee Jason Momoa.
It's high noon at the edge of the universe.
We're coming back from Tahoe.
The Real Bros of See Me Bell.
We took the jet skis out, split a quad of shrooms, got some sick, epic drone footage, jump in the hot springs. So sick.
That's like the sickest sentence I've ever heard in my life.
But yo, we're about to head up to Jackie's crib to celebrate the reunion. You guys should cruise. Let's black out.
Oh, you guys are cruising to the reunion?
Yeah, dog, of course. Coming for that Truck of the Year trophy.
That's dope, dude. That's super dope.
George is dying.
Gee whiz, is that sick?
And Trap.
Cooper Abbott, a local fireman and family man, has been arrested.
Best post-credit scene.
Here is a picture of him at a local event.
Cooper! Oh! I helped him! I ain't talking to nobody at work no more. I ain't talking to nobody.
George dying.
Perfect man to introduce these awards. Just a dude that loves a good laugh.
In Real Bros, when they drive up to that guy's car and Jimmy Tatro opens his window, looks at the other guy, and just goes, Jathy? It's the funniest shit. All right, but the winner for the ReelTok Award 2025 for funniest movie is...
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. Nice.
Hitman.
Nice.
Oh, that is so, dude. Real Bros are so fucking funny. I'm happy Hitman won, though.
Those are proper nominees if it's getting our host to cry of laughter while announcing the funniest film.
I just forgot some of those scenes. That was so funny.
Wow.
Oh, and Trap second place, Honora third place.
Nice top three.
Yeah,
Perfect top three.
that was a good category. We did well with that category. Those were 6 funny as fuck movies.
Love you, George.
Hitman, the Gary line, best line read of the entire year. Who the fuck is Gary?
The
Great
fuck
line
is
read.
Gary?
Who the fuck is Gary? Great line.
I saw Hitman at the 2023 New York Film Festival, and that is to this day the most any theater I've been in has laughed throughout a movie was Hitman. People were losing their minds. But wow, that was funny. That was a good award.
I like that top three. Horror 2024, a pretty impressive year for horror. I would say one of the more impressive of the decade so far. We finally received Robert Eggers' adaptation of Nosferatu, Neon's scariest film of all time, which ended up just being a pretty great detective police procedural in Longlegs, a franchise reboot prequel that was actually good in The First Omen. Here are the nominees for Best Horror Film of 2024.
All right, warning, in post editing, I'll probably edit the sounds to not be as loud, but there's loud noises in this clip. I was prepping last night, and some spooky images. So trigger warning for loudness and scariness. Maybe we'll get a Cam Walsh jump scare, but we'll see. So you have been warned. I'm going to take, for a host awareness, I'm taking one earbud out. I'm taking one earbud out.
I'm raising my volume. I want all of this.
Yes.
Chime.
8.
I saw the TV glow. Long legs.
Still can't believe that's Nick Cage.
The almost birthday girl. Oh, but it seems I wore my long legs today. What happens if I...
Nosferatu. Red Rooms. And The First Omen.
No, don't.
And the winner for Best Horror Movie of 2024 is Nosferatu. Nice.
Nosferatu.
That was expected. That was
a good category. We're doing well with these categories.
As a horror goes, I think that's probably, of ReelTok Awards, our strongest ever horror year, I would argue. Probably one of the strongest years for horror in a while, so I'm really, really happy with that. I'm keen to see what 2 and 3 are, though, as well.
Well, let's see.
TV glow at 2. I like that. Okay.
I like that a lot. That's the top 3. My top 3 in a bit of a different order, but I like that a lot. That's a really strong year.
Dude, I forgot about that scene in The First Omen. That's crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a movie I would enjoy. That doesn't look like a movie for me.
Great movie,
watching the
though.
other clips, I don't think those specific ones were terrifying me too much.
I saw the TV glow, not a bit creepy for you, Cam. I saw the TV glow.
Yeah, I didn't like it, but not gonna.
In cinemas, that scene is creepy.
When I was recording the voiceovers last night, I had to clip out the long legs clip, and that volume was already, I moved down like half of what the rest were. So even that was already like a loud like bang in this. But last night when I was watching these recording voiceovers at midnight, that sent me. So I was like, I need to turn this down a shit ton, or Cam might pass away during the episode. But no, great collection. I think horror. I think everyone kind of agrees that 2024 is a pretty fantastic year for horror films. Like, look how deep that category was. I haven't seen Chime, but First Omen was probably my favorite, maybe second favorite behind TV Glow, and that's not even a top 3. And I still can't be mad because even though Nosferatu wasn't my favorite, obviously can understand the appeal. Red Rooms, love it. And I saw TV Glow. I think it's great. So, what a year for horror. Yeah, nice clap.
Good year for horror.
Great.
Comment down below what your favorite horror movie. Cam, you like that?
Yeah, good job. I
think, and give us some praise. I think it's a ReelTok Award Show is kind of cooking right now.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, good work there. We got a lot of great animated movies and kind of a renaissance of animation. It is nice to see us go back to the roots a little bit of some Pixar movies getting nominated. It's nice to see. Not everything needs to be a Spider-Verse or I guess last year was Transformers 1, but these new animations everyone wants. It's nice to get back to our roots with a Pixar being a nominee for the 2025 ReelTok Awards for Best Animated Film. These are the nominees.
Flow.
Riley needs us.
Inside Out 2.
Wrong before?
Many times.
All Orion, I'm gonna get you
Orion
to
and the
overcome your
Dark.
fears if it kills me. And I'm immortal, by the way, so I've got all the time in the world.
The Wild
Sometimes,
Robot.
To survive, we must become more than we were programmed to be.
You need to move out of my way.
Transformers 1.
You myself.
Who could possibly be behind all this?
And Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul.
Give it to me. Give it to
And the winner for the best animated film at the 2025 ReelTok Awards is... Let's go. Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. A deserving victory by Kings. I love that.
I appreciate everyone. I appreciate you all, man.
That's
I'm very
crazy.
happy that it got in the nominees because it didn't come out in the US like prior to the nominee or
I had it
nominations.
first. That's probably why.
And after watching it, it was my #1 animated movie of the year,
That's why we
with
love
second and third place being Inside Out 2, and then third place being Transformers 1. I'm pretty shocked that Transformers 1 was not in second place, but you know that just goes to show the audience vote is carrying something, because I know a lot of people liked Inside Out, but I gotta assume, George, was your #1 of the year Transformers 1?
Yeah, and #2 was Wild Robot, so I'm surprised not.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
I-
that's interesting actually. Wild Robot, I know, was
I'm a little
really low.
surprised.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
#2
Like
was
that.
Transformers 1, so I kind of just, you know, as soon as I saw Wallace and Gromit, I assumed Transformers 1 was second. But
Transformers 1, I will say, might have the sickest scene of any movie this year, where it's "Arise, Optimus Prime." That shit is sick.
yeah,
That shit's
it's a fantastic movie. All three of these I'm a big fan of. I think Inside Out 2 is fantastic. One thing of note, Orion in the Dark, or Orion the Dark movie, Orion looks like Andrew Barth Feldman, just spitting image of Andrew Barth Feldman. So that's my only thing of note. But congratulations to Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, a ReelTok Award winner.
Yes. And we want to shout out the voice acting of these very films, because without them, these films would not come to life in the beautiful way that they do. Voice actors create whole worlds and personalities without ever being seen. Without relying on physical appearance or gestures, voice actors use tone, pitch, and delivery to shape an entire character's personality and emotions. It's a subtle yet powerful form of storytelling where every vocal choice adds a different level of depth to the narrative. The beauty of voice acting is in its ability to create fully realized characters and worlds with nothing but sound. Some shout outs, obviously, I'm not going to name every single phenomenal voice acting. From The Wild Robot, Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal, Kit Connor, Bill Nighy, Stephanie Sue. From Transformers 1, Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan-Michael Key, and John Hamm. Inside Out 2 included Amy Poehler, Maya Hawke, Kensington Tallman, Ayo Edebiri, and Liza Lapiri. From Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, Ben Whitehead, Peter Kay, Lauren Patel, Reese Sher-Smith, and Diane Morgan. And from Orion and the Dark, Jacob Tremblay, Paul Walter Hauser, and Angela Bassett. Just some awesome voice acting from the year that I wanted to shout out.
Nice.
I appreciate you giving that shout out, George. I will be honest. 20 seconds into that, I'm thinking, I don't think I voted on this award. I don't know who the hell's going to win this thing. Didn't realize it was just a shout out, but I think we should add it as an award in 2025.
I agree. I think we should add this.
Add it as an award.
Let us know in the comments below if you want
Nice.
to see it added as an award.
Good job.
Yes,
Good job.
And let us know if it was an award this year, who would you have voted for in first place? Who's the best voice acting performance?
And let us know who you wouldn't have voted for in
Amy
the comments
Poehler
below
as
this
Joy
year.
is always really good.
Yeah, I know the Garfield movie went way under the radar, but I saw clips on Twitter recently of Nicholas Holt in the booth, and it moved me, honestly. He was putting his whole pussy
No
into that
reason
thing.
for it. I watched that movie this week. I watched
I
that
saw you
movie
love
this
it.
week. It was a weird week at work, and I was just grinding the Despicable Me's and Minions.
Right.
while doing like training and stuff. And Garfield popped up on Netflix, and I was like, all right,
You're calling me out for faking a U.S. job, and you're openly admitting to watching movies while you're watching Despicable Me while you're training.
I was doing like readings and typing things out, and half paying attention to the movie. So those are movies I don't have to pay attention to. But yeah, throw on Garfield, crazy.
And then there's no voice acting in Flow to shout out. I shouted out all of our nominees, but shout out Flow also for being a cool film.
Best international film. Once again, another year with many great international releases being outshone by the many Hollywood efforts. The great Kiyoshi Kurosawa came back with Chime. Bertrand Bonello assaulted our senses with The Beast. Kneecap was a superb testament to the preservation of culture and language, but unfortunately there can only be one winner. Here are the nominees for Best International Feature of 2024.
Chime. Flow.
Mon fils, c'est pas un meurtrier.
Humanist vampire seeking consenting suicidal person.
Moi, j'aime pas la vie. Ça me ferait plaisir de la donner pour une bonne cause.
What a title.
Focal Gaelic literature.
Kneecap.
A skeelter or some search in the heron. Or a belly or shillavik. Why don't you just speak the Queen's English?
Red Rooms.
C'est que ce gars-là, il travaillait tout seul.
And the Count of Monte Cristo.
Qui êtes-vous? Je suis le comte de Monte Cristo.
Interesting one.
Dude, that's a good category, man.
That is a really good category. And the winner
category
for Best International Film of 2024 is...
Oh, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Let's go.
Well deserved.
That's huge.
The Count
that
of
movie,
Monte Cristo.
It's so epic. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Go back and listen to our review on Patreon if you can of Monte Cristo. That movie's sick.
This one was a fun experience for this movie because it obviously was released in like France and some European countries at the time we watched it. And we loved it, obviously, but basically none of our mutuals had logged it. So we had no clue like what other people think, but me and you were like, we were fully in. Yeah. And then as it started releasing theaters in America and get wider releases across the world, everyone seems to be digging this movie. So I'm very happy to see everyone starting to love it.
I'm happy enough people were able to watch it before the award show.
This is the best French film that's going to be winning an award this year. There's another one that's going to be sweeping up, but this is the only one that matters. Really, Perez is irrelevant to us.
Someone commented on my letterbox asking where to find it. There is a way to watch this film, but you really got to know the sources.
It's also still in my local theaters as well. It was released a couple weeks ago, so
I can't rent it. You can rent it on Prime in the UK. It's on video on demand. So.
Oh,
nice.
Kneecap second, yes.
My 1 and 2, I appreciate them being there. Yep. Big releases, both amazing.
Shout out Kneecap. Shout out the 3 DJ Pavel or JJ, Mo Chara, and Mogloy Bob for literally not even being actors and still putting on insane performances
and making banging music.
Yeah, dude. After I watched Kneecap, I listened to them at the gym the next day.
And new album, like the 2024 album.
I don't know. I think I just listened to like their Spotify like This Is playlist. I wasn't listening to their projects. But yeah, they make bangers. So shout out Kneecap for that effort.
Great category.
Shout out to Vampire.
A few special shots for me, not necessarily related, I guess, but kind of related to the award show. Just want to shout out kind of these 4 films because they're 4 releases that really touched me massively. Like The End, I don't even think is out yet. I'm the only one who's seen it at London Film Festival. It's a beautiful film on memories and families and being buried beneath their conscience. It's a post-apocalyptic musical, like single location pretty much, so it shouldn't work, but it really does. Bird, I really enjoyed. Andrew Arnold, kind of that almost a nostalgic, spiritual a testament to kind of British social realism, similar to like Shane Meadows. The Beast, a brilliant film on emotional connection, striving for it, kind of two films in one almost, with both George McKay and Lea Seydoux just being two of the greatest actors of the year in their own right. George McKay actually the same in the end, and obviously Lea Seydoux not having a massive part, but also great in Dune as well. And then Hard Truths, which again, Tyler has seen. Yeah, Tyler's seen. I'm definitely going to watch it again. I love this at the London Film Festival. It made people laugh. It made people cry, most notably me. And just a shout out to Michelle Austin and Marion Jean-Baptiste, who give two of the best performances of the year so far. Marion Jean-Baptiste, her performance in Hard Truths is my favorite of the year. So just a few shout outs from me of some films I loved as well.
Stunt ensemble. It is time for the award for best stunt ensemble, because nothing says cinema like people risking life and limb so we don't have to. These brave souls jumped off buildings, got hit by cars, and probably needed a chiropractor after all of that. All so that we can sit back, eat a bucket of popcorn, point to the screen, and say, I could do that. So here are the nominees for best stunt ensemble.
Dune Part 2. Furiosa. Gladiator 2. Monkey Man. Twisters. The Fall Guy.
Great category, honestly. Like, really good category.
Good,
really
yeah, we cooked there. Dude,
Yeah.
movies are so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Movies are so cool.
Yeah.
And the winner for best stunt ensemble is Furiosa.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I
mean, this movie had a 15-minute long that you know what scene I'm talking about.
War rig
shot
scene.
where they're flying
scene, the
in.
one shot.
My
15
favorite scene of the
minutes.
year,
Fantastic.
probably.
Yeah, I mean
Yes,
that is enough.
I love.
Go.
No, I was just gonna say I love Dune Part 2 more than anything in this world, but like even I gave it to Furiosa for that scene.
Yeah,
alone.
I Furiosa was my number one, I believe.
No, I mean, I wanted to mention this is the only time this happened. I believe in, well, for sure this year, maybe ReelTok Podcast history. Tyler, Seth, George, Cam, Patreon, and Public, all number one Furiosa.
Wow.
Clean.
I'm so proud of you guys for voting correctly. I really appreciate it.
Furiosa's legit.
That's Furiosa.
That's a nice top three. That's a nice top
That is a
three.
good top three. Furiosa was the first movie I ever saw in 4DX, and that was the sickest shit ever. My seat was rocking.
What's 4DX? Is that
That's where the seat like moves.
okay.
Yeah, you're on like a fucking
water spray
roller
on
coaster,
you.
dude.
That's crazy.
It was
I
crazy.
didn't know. Is it Screen X? Where
Screen
there's,
X,
like,
where it's the
screens?
sides.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
I saw
I don't know about
Fast
enjoying that.
9.
That's crazy.
I saw
that's
Fast 9 on Screen X. That shit
Oh.
was dizzying,
I
bro.
mean-
Yeah, I looked
Like what the fuck? Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
if you're listening and not watching, second place was Dune Part 2, and third place was Gladiator 2.
Good top.
Good
Lot of
category.
slop fest, Cam. That's a slop fest.
Hey,
That is
nothing wrong
Free
with slop,
slop.
baby. Come on.
Hey, shout out the Fall Guy, dude. Shout out the Fall Guy for having one of the best soundtracks
Yeah.
of the year.
I was going to shout out because obviously I'm not a huge fan of the film, but pays homage and love to stuntmen, which is this whole category in a way that we don't really see ever in films. So
Agreed.
give a credit where credit's due. Definitely gives credit to the people who don't give enough credit. And thankfully our award show is going to give them credit with the best stunt ensemble here.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Best visual effects. Visual effects are imperative to bringing a movie to life. Whether the final icing on the cake of an action spectacle, peering into the future of science fiction dystopia, or bringing a completely impossible world to reality. Visual effects artists are magicians at immersing us in their wonderful worlds and helping us escape our reality. These are the nominees for Best Visual Effects.
Beautiful.
Dune Part 2. Furiosa. Gladiator 2.
Kind of poppy, isn't it?
That one. That's not
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
That's better.
Megalopolis. Twisters. And the winner for the ReelTok Award for Best Visual Effects goes to
Yes.
Kingdom of the Planet of the
Has to
Apes.
be. It's the Avatar. I'm so glad it won.
Crazy.
Because we were saying this, weren't we? I think Tyler said it was a clear sweep, and I disagreed. So I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad it won. I'm glad it won. That's my pick.
Yeah, this one wasn't a clear sweep like Furiosa, and I think Avatar: The Way of Water was probably definitely a clear sweep for best visual effects that year. But Kat Pata, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, bringing back a franchise that has a long legacy in history.
What did you just say?
Kat Pata.
Nice.
Come on, man.
Appreciate it.
But no, I mean, I really like this movie. It's a movie that unfortunately like kind of left my brain immediately after watching it. But the one thing that doesn't leave my brain is just how visually stunning this looked. And obviously this goes in the future where the world's kind of been overrun by greenery and brush and lusciousness. So it's got a different feel.
Avatar-esque.
Exactly. It's different than the wasteland look of maybe some of the Reeves movies. So it gave us kind of a fresher look of the Planet of the Apes franchise. And, you know, visual effects, incredible work. And shout out to all the visual effects artists who obviously undoubtedly worked tirelessly to bring this movie to life.
Really great stuff.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh yeah. Second place, Dune Part 2. Third place, Furiosa. But again, it wasn't a clean sweep for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but it was the winner by a pretty good margin here. And
That was my top 3.
I'll start doing that going forward. If there's any awards that are really close in voting, I'll mention that. But you know, these last couple were pretty clear in the ways that us and the voters at home were leaning.
You know, obviously, real quick on that. Obviously, Dune's going to come out of this award show with some wins.
Hey, man,
two-time loser right now. Two-time loser right now.
True.
Dune Part 2. Two-time loser, which is crazy. Moving on to costume design, an underappreciated art form in the movies. Just every time you're watching a film, you know there is someone that is carefully working behind the scenes on every single piece of clothing that people are wearing during those films. Something that deserves the praise that it definitely does not get. And we want to shout out a couple of the costume designers from 2024 with our nominees for Best Costume Design at the ReelTok Awards.
Nice.
Jacqueline West, Dune Part 2. Jenny Beavan, Furiosa. Juliana Hoffbauer, Hitman. Linda Muir, Nosferatu. Thierry Delattre, The Count of Monte Cristo. Paul Tazewell, Wicked.
Dude, that's a tough category.
Yeah, it's a great category. And the winner of the 2025 ReelTok Award for Best Costume Design is Jacqueline West. Dune Part 2. Gotta win. Gotta win.
Cool,
you know,
great costumes in Dune.
I don't know what you all went for. I don't think I went for Dune Part 2 on this one. I think I
went for Nosferatu, I think
I had Hitman for costume design. Wow. So I'm pretty impressed that Dune Part 2 pulled out this one. As soon as I saw all the nominees again, I was like, man, this might be
same actually. George and Tom, what did you go?
I was gonna say, well, I have it right here. Funny you mentioned that because none of us gave it number 1, but it's just a matter of like the ones that we were given number 1, someone else was given 6, vice versa, and all of us were kind of just like 2, 3 for Dune Part 2. So just more of attrition.
I gave Wicked 1.
Yep, George did Wicked.
I went Hitman.
Yeah. I'll put you on the spot. Hitman was 1, and then Nosferatu was 1 for Seth. I gave Count of Monte Cristo a 1. We were all different with our ones.
I will say,
close award.
Obviously, this award included every category we've read off so far. Any nominee could have won, and I would have been happy. These are good. We did good. I know we've been saying this a lot. We cooked. We cooked.
Dune Part 2, finally a ReelTok Award winner.
Yeah.
Runners up here.
Nosferatu in second place, and
Wicked
in third place.
Go third. We'll go third.
Wicked on the podium. I can applaud.
I'll take Wicked on the podium.
Hitman, but shout out Wicked.
Yeah, no, that's a good 3.
Wicked on the podium any day.
Yep. Say what you want about Wicked, but the production design and costume design are top notch here. And again, don't check my math on this, so I'm not confident saying this, but this is either is or one of the closest from like first place to 6th place. Like the gap here, like all these 6, which we saw from the contenders. Like these were great contenders.
They're so good.
Really close voting from top to bottom. There wasn't a clear like top 3. This is real close, these 6. So great nominees.
Good 3. Best production design. Feels like a year full of incredible productions, both big, like Gladiator 2, rebuilding parts of ancient Rome and the Colosseum, Wicked or Dune Part 2, and then the more smaller, more personal efforts like Luca Guadagnino brilliantly transforming Sicily into 50s Mexico, or Nickel Boys. Here are your nominees for Best Production Design of 2024.
Patrice Vermette, Dune Part 2. Colin Gibson, Furiosa. Craig Lathrop, Nosferatu. Stefano Baisi, Queer. Stephanie Talasson, The Count of Monte Cristo. Nathan Crowley, Wicked.
I know you were researching how to pronounce some of these names, Tyler, and you did tremendously.
So late at night, man.
Amazing.
So late.
Tyler's Googling a name and then pronunciation.
Pronunciation, yeah, listening to it. And the winner for Best Production Design of 2024 is Dune Part 2. This is where it comes.
There we go. Come on, baby.
I would be honest. You guys know how much I love Dune. I was hoping Wicked would pick up one of those two awards, costume or
I can't remember
production.
what I went for
But I'm happy. Dune
Seth
2.
and I both went for Queer.
Oh yeah, of course. What did Cam and George go?
I
for?
put
Dune
Dune
Part
1
2.
at this one, and then Wicked 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked Wicked, but
Yes.
I think costume.
That's my top 3, I think, or maybe Furiosa. But that's a good 3. I really like Queer was my personal favorite, like Tyler said as well. Nosferatu, I think, in terms of production, unbelievable. I think the look of it all, the production, the amount of work they put into it, and then Dune, huge scale, massive set pieces, makes sense. I think that's a really good 3, and that's a really good 3.
And I've said it a couple times. I didn't love Nosferatu. I will not doubt the production, the costumes, the setting, all looked fantastic. All looked
so
fantastic.
Dune 2 1, Nosferatu 2, and Queer 3 for best production design.
Shout out Queer getting in a 3 because it's not the typical wow, the production design on this is a much more
quaint,
intelligent, small,
subtle,
quaint, but perfectly done. And Wicked not even making top 3, it actually got 5th place and not even top 4.
Wow.
I don't know if the public, maybe wasn't as high on just like the movie, so they didn't put it up there, but also maybe if the public loved the movie but didn't think it looked the greatest. The average person isn't on film Twitter seeing all the behind the scenes of these sets and how
It
they're
was definitely
building
the
it.
strongest part of Wiki, for sure.
For
100%.
sure. But I don't know if it came across to the average viewer that didn't know all the crazy behind the scenes and how much of it was real. Maybe everyone just kind of was like, oh yeah, there's all CGI. So, nothing crazy production design there, but great group again. Great group for sure. Dune Part 2, deserving winner.
And now my heart begins to race. Best score. A movie isn't just about what's happening on screen. It's about what's happening in your ears. Whether it's a heart-pounding beat that makes you feel like you're about to save the world, or a slow, sad melody that makes you question your existence. I tried to memorize these monologues, by the way, and it really failed. A good score can take a film from good to great or great to monumental. So let's find out which composer made us feel emotions we didn't even know we had. These are the nominees for Best Score.
Well said.
Thank you.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, challengers.
George's vote.
Bomb, though. It's a bomb.
Hans Zimmer, Dune Part 2.
Also a bomb.
I mean, Kiss the Ring is so good, dude.
Not really a dancing bop, I can't lie. It's not like...
Oh, I could dance to this.
Oh, fair.
Tom Hulkenberg,
This.
Furiosa.
Yes.
Junkie XL, what a guy. Crazy shit. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Robin Carolyn, Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, Queer. Jerome Robitaille, The Count of Monte Cristo.
That kind of slaps.
This one slaps. And the winner at the ReelTok. It's my award, bro.
I read this.
You want to say it together?
And
the winner,
for
best score is no.
Wow.
Listen, I can only applaud. Shout out Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
I can't believe that's. I'm so happy, but like anyone else just think Dune was like a cert for that.
I switched my vote, George, too. I like as I was thinking about them, or on the original Challengers pod, I said it was a better score. As I've been like thinking about them, I like the Dune one better. I switched. I thought I had the swing vote. I thought it was a swing
I'm
state.
happy this movie got an award. I am.
No, you're not.
No, I am. I am. Because this is a massive fuck you to George. Okay. All right. And now I will rewatch this movie at least sometime in the next decade.
This is the hater energy George needed. Like when a sports team tries to like make it close so that they can claim like they didn't try.
I really thought Dune was, man. Like Challengers was my two.
I really thought Dune would just run away.
I actually really did. Like I'm very surprised by it. It was my two Challengers.
None of us saw the votes. Did Tyler?
I have him on this screen right here. I will say this was close. This isn't the closest award. This is not.
Interesting. Okay, interesting.
What was 2 and 3?
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Wow.
Those are the kind of clear three. Then there's a slight gap. Nosferatu and Queer tied for 4th, and then Count of Monte Cristo in 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
Good shit, Challengers.
Yeah.
Way to tell me to go fuck myself on this fine Saturday morning.
Hot take: I didn't like the Queer score.
I saw that. I was sad at that.
I liked a whole lot in that movie. Fascinating film. Didn't love the score.
But yeah, for this, the gap between 1 and 2 and the gap between 2 and 3 were the same levels of gap here. And again, it was close, but this is not the closest award today.
Interesting.
Oh, my personal slide, shouting out some
getting
things
George's vibes up here, getting him.
Yeah. It's okay. Couple of movies I want to shout out. We Live in Time, Long Legs, Hitman, and Monkey Man. I wrote a lot on Letterboxd for all 4 of these movies, so I won't spend too much time if you want to hear my full thoughts. We Live in Time, obviously very close to home for Victoria and I. Long Legs, I just absolutely love. I love Micah Monroe. I would have liked to see her in the Best Actress nominations, but I love her. She's so incredible. Pamela Anderson in The Last Showgirls, I'm going to shout out. Unfortunately, I didn't even vote for her for ReelTok Awards because I didn't see the movie until after we put together our nominees. She is in my top 5 of the year. I really do think she is absolutely stunning. I'm happy she got a Golden Globe nomination and a SAG nomination, and she'll likely, I think, get the Oscar nomination now. I don't think she's the favorite, but happy to see her there. Naomi Scott in Smile 2. I really liked her. I think the movie is good. I think she is great. I don't think that movie works as well without someone as incredible as her in that leading role. A lot of talk on Ariana Grande and Wicked, but Cynthia Erivo is right there, and she's just as good. Joan Chen and Dee Dee, I've been praising her name all award season, and I'm sad that we're not going to see her in the supporting actress lineup. We Live in Time also for score. I love that score. It's really emotional. Sorry, I'm just running through shit quickly. Cinematography, Alien Romulus. I know the movie was not that well received. I did just rewatch it, and just the way the movie looks, it really is beautiful. It really is absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. TV Glow for cinematography and Maria for cinematography. I'm happy Angelina Jolie got into our Best Actress nominations. I would have liked to see Maria in our cinematography nominations. And then Gabriel LaBelle in Snack Shack, like genuinely 3rd or 4th best supporting actor performance of the year for me. I really, really liked him. And then just shout out Dev Patel for acting and directing Monkey Man for a debut. Really just some stunning stuff. I'm happy it has been nominated around these awards. But for actor and director, Dev Patel is just an absolute king. And then Nicolas Cage for Long Legs. And those are my shout outs. Thank you for your time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No, it's the point of these slides. I like these additions we're doing this year with the special shouts because there's obviously great nominees we have for every award, and we love to different degrees the winners. But it's great that we're shouting out. There's so many films that made 2024 the year it was. So
sorry, director Richard Linklater, my goat. Shout you out. I love you. Love. And honestly, I'm surprised, Seth, this wasn't on your shout out. Shout out M. Night Shyamalan for Trap for directing. I'm sure it'll be on Tyler's as well. But yeah, shout out one of M. Night's best.
Best cinematography. So first and foremost, film is a visual art form, and the ingenuity of cinematographers bring the director's vision to life in a fresh, electric, and impactful collection of images. This year, we have the first and likely last ever triple nominee in a single category with Sayambu Muktipram, shooting Trap, Challengers, and Queer, which are all in the running for ReelTok Awards today. And that's not even all he did this past year. Just an incredible year out of one single cinematographer. But no single cinematographer had as diverse and accomplished a year as Sayambu Muktipram did. But will the 3 nominations cause a vote split that hurt his chances of winning? Then we have Greg Fraser, who's obviously had Dune Part 2 earlier in the year, and the back half of the year was mostly controversy of splitting. Is he going the Dune franchise, Batman franchise? What's his future going to look like? But regardless, his impacts on the Dune franchise are what have made it into the iconic series that it is today. And lastly, Yaron Blaschke, tasked with the daunting and nearly impossible feat of reinventing one of the most beloved and adapted stories in cinematic history. These are your nominees for Best Cinematography.
Big category.
Sayambu Muktipram, Challengers. Greg Fraser, Dune Part 2. Simon Duggan, Furiosa.
This is a banger right now.
Yeah, that's great.
Yaron Blaschke, Nosferatu. Sayambu Muktipram, Queer. Sayambu Muktipram, Trap.
A lot of Sayambus going around.
Oh, it's what's her
Shout
name
out
in the track?
Lady Raven.
Lady Raven.
Is it
That's-
instrumental one?
it is.
Yeah, I was like thinking, I was like, where have I heard
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Shout out Lady Raven. Wish we could have had you do a halftime performance for us.
That would have been sick. Dude, I could do a halftime performance if you
Next
want.
year,
I'll sing Defying Gravity right now.
We are the only one given her respect in another category later, so maybe
Yeah.
she will throw us a bone next year and come perform. But the winner for Best Cinematography of the 2024 Third Annual ReelTok Awards is Sayambu Muktipram for Challengers. This was the closest category.
Yes.
Damn.
Well, that was my number 2, I think.
Dune Part 2 not running away with as many as I'd like.
Yeah,
I know George and I feel the same.
I love Dune Part 2, but I thought it would run away with like these, score and cinematography.
Definitely. Yeah.
I know I didn't pick it, but I just thought, populous, and they were great. But I'm so surprised by this. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The thing is for like the host voting, at least, like Dune Part 2, I believe is still my number 4 movie of the year, which out of like 150. But like the top 3 above it are like all nominated for these awards as well. So like even though I like rate it, I think it's like one of the best movies I've seen this decade. It's like I love the movies that barely eke above it as well. It's just a stacked year for nominees. We have great nominees here, but the runner-up, it was the closest award. Greg Fraser for Dune Part 2 and Simon Duggan for Furiosa. Sayambu Muktipram's other 2 films kind of coming in 5th and 6th.
I didn't do my due diligence because I do believe I gave this to Trap. I think Trap.
Yeah, but that's valid.
That's valid.
I had to go with my true belief. I wanted Dune to win more awards, but if it were my award show, Trap would have won this.
George isn't a Challengers guy, but it doesn't mean he's not a Sayambu Muktipram guy.
Yeah, I don't hate I have nothing against Sayambu Muktipram.
Yeah.
Just if he's listening.
Hey, I've never criticized the way Challengers looks. Okay, Make that clear. I criticize everything else in the movie.
But this was the close between Challengers and Dune Part 2. And then we take a little jump, and Furiosa, Nosferatu, Trap, and Queer round out the rest. And it was neck and neck between all of those.
That's so interesting.
Very interesting.
Challengers,
Challenger.
2-time award winner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Challengers,
2-time
award winner now.
Keeping tabs.
Oh.
Best adapted screenplay. The category that can go so wrong or so right. Nobody wants to be the next The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, but everybody wants to be the next Lord of the Rings. We had some great adapted screenplays this year, most notably Nosferatu, Furiosa, Dune Part 2, Queer. Some might say this is the year for great adapted screenplay works, but there can only be one winner. Here are the nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay of 2024.
Well said. Peter Strawn, Conclave. Denis Villeneuve, John Spates, Dune Part 2. George Miller, Nico Lathouris, Furiosa. Robert Eggers, Nosferatu. Justin Kuritzky's Queer. Matthew Delaporte, Alexandre Delapetillier, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, Tyler got it good. Right now.
Good pronunciation on
Yeah, he
that
got
last
that,
one,
yeah.
dude.
Took a lot of tries.
And the winner for Best Adapted Screenplay of 2024 is.
Yeah.
Okay. Doom Part 2 is the winner for Best
Three-time award winner.
Oh yeah.
3-time? Is it 2-time? What did it win?
It's
Production and costume.
Production and
Oh,
costume.
oh, he did win
Yeah.
production. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
and score in my heart.
It doesn't count, but I respect it.
This
Yeah,
award
no,
is
that's fair. That's,
the biggest gap. From 1 and 2 are really close, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all so far behind.
I would assume 2 is going to be Furiosa because they were my 1 and 2 anyway. Yeah. Conclave. Wow.
Conclave.
I didn't Conclave.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so Dune Part 2, number 1, Furiosa, number 2, and Conclave, number 3.
That's
Shout out to the viewer if he's listening. I always say this, but apparently his uncle wrote it. So go you.
Right.
What a guy.
Hey, ReelTok
Peter
Award,
Strawn.
Podium winner.
Yeah, exactly.
Conclave. Yeah. I mean, when you're going up against Nosferatu, Queer, Count of Monte Cristo, like that's.
It is surprising. I thought Nosferatu would be I thought that the 3 would be Dune, Furiosa, and Nosferatu. You know, just
I really thought Nosferatu was a lock for top 2.
That is interesting. That's very interesting.
But like I said, 3 through 6 here are all neck and neck, but a huge gap between Dune and Furiosa and everything else here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not to take anything away, Sir Peter Strawn, from your 3rd place, but
if
there was a huge
3rd
gap.
place, bro.
Yeah, there was a huge gap here.
Best original screenplay. The award for the visionaries who took a blank page and turned it into something that made us laugh, cry, or question life, love, and our pursuit of happiness. These writers didn't rely on sequels, reboots, or slop. They created something new, fresh, and hopefully a little bit of genius. So let's give it up for the storytellers who proved that sometimes our best ideas are the ones that have never existed before. These are the nominees for Best Original Screenplay.
That might be your best one yet, George.
Thank you.
Justin Koritsky's Challengers. Jane Schoenbrunn, I Saw the TV Glow.
This song's gonna make me cry.
Jonathan Abrams, Juror Number 2. Pascal Planty, Red Rooms. M. Night Shyamalan, Trap. Nick Payne, We Live in Time.
It might be stupid. What's that? Is that the We Live in Time score?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, that shit makes me. That's such
that was a good score.
Dude, that's such
Lovely
a good score. And the winner for Best Original Screenplay at the 2025 ReelTok Awards is Challengers.
Oh,
wow.
That was
right now.
Yeah, that was.
This is crazy.
This is turning into a battle right now. What is it? 3-3?
Yeah. Remind me, how many Oppenheimer won last year?
8.
Oh, okay. Oppenheimer really did well.
10 might have been the nominees, but 8 was the number of winners.
Because was Oppenheimer all of our number ones of the year, or Cam? I think
Not at
was
that
your
time.
number one.
Yeah, not at a time for Seth.
It wasn't me at the time.
Okay.
Seth went on a tear of being obsessed with Oppenheimer, like right after the award show.
I was gonna say this year, I feel like our top 10s are so like different from each other. Where like last year, our top 10s at least looked like kind of like
Oppenheimer
similar.
was like
versus that clear.
Yeah. But like even for like every award category, like our top 5s just look so different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is good.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Damn. Sad not to see We Live in Time there, but understandable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Juror number 2. Shout out. Appreciate it.
Shout out Juror. Oh yeah. Trap 2 and Juror number 2 is 3. If you're listening and not watching, if you're not watching, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Not. I mean, I guess I said I was going to chime in for the closer categories. This one wasn't really that close. It wasn't a runaway, but Justin Koritsky's had a good lead over M. Night Shyamalan, and then Jonathan Abrams, and then everything else kind of jumped in there. Red Room's getting last place, but it was just probably the least seen. But it was nice to get nominated. At this point, just want to do a little quick intermission. Just to say, make sure you're following us on all social platforms and leave a like and a comment if you're enjoying this episode so far, because we put a lot of effort into this, and we hope you've been enjoying the show so far. We still have a lot of great stuff to come here, but make sure you look at all the links in the description down below, all social platforms that there are, whether banned or not. We are there on those platforms, and consider joining our Patreon as well. We would definitely love to have you over there. But now let's get back to the award show. Nice. Best Director. 2024 saw a beautiful blend of accomplished directors getting back in the saddle and delivering us another great addition to their filmography, as well as fresh, up-and-coming visionaries of cinema bringing their unique stories to the screen. Whether adapting novels, continuing franchises, introducing prequels, or letting us in on emotional, personal, original narratives, this year's nominees are all absolutely deserving of the ReelTok Award. These are the nominees for Best Director. Luca Guadagnino, Challengers. Denis Villeneuve, Dune Part 2. George Miller, Furiosa.
Go.
Jane Schoenbrunn, I Saw the TV Glow.
George, you are not allowed to dance
Robert
to this,
Eggers,
by the way.
Nosferatu. Luca Guadagnino, Queer.
That's an amazing category. That's an amazing.
I genuinely
like
like
to the club and Match Point is playing. I feel like that's something you can get down to, man.
Imagine pulling up to the club and a quiet time between whatever that song's called is playing.
Go home and cry. But the winner for Best Director is George Miller.
Wow.
Oh yes. Oh, I feel like I need to. Oh.
I mean, that's sick, but I really thought that would be a Guadagnino Denis battle.
I'm so happy. We've got a good mix here, folks, of winners.
Dude.
Obviously, that was my George Miller was my number one.
No, don't spoil anything on Twitter.
Insane things happening on the ReelTok Awards right now.
George Miller was my number one, but I didn't think he would. I thought it would. I thought it would be Denis.
I think
not,
he had to have been maybe top 3 for all of us. I think.
Top two for everyone.
He was one for me.
Okay,
that's what saved him. I mean, he would never got lower than 2.
So happy about that.
Wow,
I think that's the biggest shock because I thought I don't think the other guys like George Miller as much. I don't know why.
I am so.
That's the thing.
I thought it would be Denis, if not at the very least like Luca.
This was actually the closest category, but the thing is, just like George said a second ago, our top 10s are all so different that something, and we did ranked choice voting this year, which I really like because I think it gives a more diverse calculation of the votes rather than just your number one. But like you said, number 2, it's just some of these awards are just so many people are top 2, top 3, but maybe not number 1. But there's other movies that some people are giving 1, some people are giving 5s or 6s. Not saying that's the case between Dune and Furiosa because this was the closest category or tied for the closest category, I guess. But yeah, like I said, Furiosa never dropped below 2 in myself, Seth, George, Cam, Patreon, or public.
Ladies and gentlemen, this award show
is sick.
This is wide open. This award show is wide open right now.
This is I would have loved Denis, obviously, but this is putting such a smile on my face.
Different thing. It's cool. This is
so crazy.
This award show is wide open. We're the best, man.
I'm starting to get nervous for Best Picture.
Yeah, I'm
starting to get nervous.
This is starting to feel like, was it 2 Oscars ago when All Quiet on the Western Front started winning all these precursors? We're like, are we about to be in? This was not how we were expecting this award show to go.
This is crazy.
Wow, that is insanity. I'm so happy about that. Wow.
Obviously, we all know number 2 was going to be Denis Villeneuve here, and then 3rd place was Luca Guadagnino. But again,
I thought this would be top 3, but I thought it would be Denis, Luca, George.
I did. I thought the same.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy, man.
That's insane.
If it was the previous category or one of the recent categories, I said the same thing for where 1 and 2 was super close, everything else far behind. So Furiosa and Dune Part 2 were too far ahead. So even though Challengers is winning some awards here today, it was clearly a far drop off there. And then Robert Eggers, Luca again, and Jane Schoenbrunn. Shout out to all of them. Incredible category.
Amazing category.
Shout out Jane Schoenbrunn. We will give you the respect that the Oscars will not, at least given the nom.
Mm-hmm. But incredible stuff. So now it's my turn to give my special shouts of the year. So with how several films handled their limited release rollouts, there were films like Hard Truths, which Seth already touched on, and I completely echo and how much I adore it. I recently saw it, after nominations were already done. But Marianne Jean-Baptiste's performance would have been right up there with my best of the year. Incredible stuff. So shout out to that as well, like Seth touched on. But the big limited release year was The Brutalist, which I was able to finally see after nominations were already finalized, and it's still not completely out in America or the rest of the world yet. So still being slowly rolled out. I'm not sure how many awards, if any, it would have taken home today or even been nominated for if it would have been out for all of us. But still just want to give a shout out for Guy Pearce, delivered a truly incredible performance. And Joe Alwyn absolutely blew me away with how ferocious he can be on the screen. It's definitely one of my favorite films of 2024. And I think it's deserving of all the praise that'll be coming its way from other award shows. Not going to be from our award show because the release was too limited, but you have plenty of other lesser award shows that you can count on for giving The Brutalist its flowers. My favorite supporting performance of the year, though, still is Adam Pearson for A Different Man. And the film in general is one of my favorites from last year, with Sebastian Stan and Renate Reinsve being equally brilliant. And then Megalopolis is a film I hold a lot of affection for. I do think it was the most incredible film visually of the year, maybe of the decade, which you could say about many Francis Ford Coppola productions. Just an incredible movie that it even exists. And then The Substance is a movie. Lastly, I didn't love it, but I did like it. But I will say Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, even though I didn't love the movie, I thought they were both perfection in their performances. Both of them deserve their flowers for just how incredible they are in the film. It seems like we're on track for some other award bodies to be giving them the flowers. So again, like The Brutalist, not the end of the world that we're not going to be nominating them and giving them the stuff that they might have deserved, because other award shows will still be giving them their flowers. But I definitely love their performances and thought they were amongst the best of the year. And just in general, the films nominated today, I love pretty much all of them, all the winners as well. But again, there's countless others that we've mentioned in our special shouts, as well as ones we haven't mentioned that really were crucial to making 2024 the year in film that it was. And I will forever cherish them, rewatch them, and love them.
Well said.
Ooh. This is getting into some sauce.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I've said prior, I think like best supporting actor and actress are the awards that I got to back the most, because that's the ones I truly care about. And it's no different this year. I'm really backing one actress, hoping she wins. I don't have high expectations this year, but if you've watched previous years ReelTok Awards, I've backed a bunch of supporting performances and been a huge fan. So we'll move into the 2025 Best Supporting Actress nominees.
I'm fighting for my people.
Zendaya, Dune
Came to
Part
wish
2.
you best of luck. I'd wish you the same. But it seems you've won your battle.
But I'm done. I'm done answering questions from a
Adriana
fucking
Arjona.
hitman. You're not a cop. Let them find out who really did it. I've already told you everything that I know. I had nothing to do with this. Ray was a druggy, loser, asshole. Now get the fuck out of my house.
I am offering you a way out. After I walk out this door, you were on your own. I could have helped.
Good. I don't need it.
Tony
figure
Collette,
things out,
Juror number 2.
you realize the guy you're after isn't some psycho. He's not even really a criminal. He's just a regular guy.
Katie O'Brien, Love Lies Bleeding.
Wow.
Hey guys, I need help here.
Salika Shamla,
I need it right now.
Trap.
There's a young man named Spencer in a basement. He needs us to find him. This is not a joke. We only have seconds. I know you can do this. Does anyone in Philadelphia or nearby New Jersey live near a statue of a broken lion?
For something? Or
Ariana Grande Butera, Wicked.
someone?
No, I was. What was I doing?
How would I know?
And the winner at the 2025 ReelTok Awards for the Best Supporting Actress is...
Yeah!
Come on! Come on! Let's go! That's a dub.
I didn't think she'd win. Honestly.
That's a great win.
Bring it home. Bring it home. Let's go. Let's go. What a win. That's amazing. I did not think she'd win.
That's a
Very
good
excited
win.
right now.
Hey,
Second place
Ariana
goes
in
to
3.
Zendaya.
All right.
Third place, Ariana Grande Butera. As a guy who did not watch Love Lies Bleeding, crazy clip to put on it. Crazy clip. Didn't really know what the movie
Crazy
was
film.
about. Still
Crazy
don't. But yeah, I might have to check it out now. Shout out Adriana Arjona. So proud of you. So happy for you. This is amazing. As a guy that controls these votes a little bit, because I have a vote, I shouldn't be this shocked, but I'm pumped. Let's go. Let's go.
Shout out Ariana. Love you, Ariana.
Yeah, this won't mean much to you all in terms of like how the calculation goes into the formulas here, but basically in the average weighted score, 0.2 is the closest gap we have between a first and second place, which is true here. We have a couple tied for it, but this is the closest between the top 3, where it's 0.3 in the weighted average between Adria Arjona and Ariana Grande Butera. So like top 3, the 3 top horses here, neck and neck, and then it kind of jumps down to the other 3. But the closest race of the top 3, I would say, even though we have quite a few tied for the 1 and 2, but neck and neck between all 3 of these.
Yeah,
very interesting category that I had really, when I submitted my ballot, I had no clue the way this one was going to go. One of the harder ones to predict for sure.
Yeah.
I am so happy with this. And I've said it time and time again. Best line reading of the year was Who the Fuck is Gary? Maybe not best scene, but best scene of the year is the Notes app scene. Fantastic movie. Shout out Hitman. That's a 2-time winner, Hitman.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm amped right now. I'm very excited.
Best supporting actor, a year full of brilliant supporting performances from Chris Hemsworth, career best effort as Dementus in Furiosa, to the brilliant duo of Josh O'Connor and Mike Feist in Challengers, plus many, many more. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner of this very coveted award. Here are your nominees for Best Supporting Actor of 2024.
For accents as a child,
Adam
like
Pearson,
moving around a lot.
a different
and it just
man.
sort of blossomed into one of my many use of talent.
What's your other talent?
Oh, well, I can yodel, I can juggle, I can sing, I can play sax, so I'm no Coltrane, and I'm learning to weave, I'm ashamed to say.
What can't you do?
I mean, I can't whistle.
I can teach you. You just
Put your lips together.
Imagine if you could turn Patrick
Josh O'Connor,
Savage into a guy when he's
Challengers.
You still have a season. You still have one good season, and I need you to bring it out of me. So, what do you think?
How fucking dare you? Jesus Christ.
I'm just asking that you love
Mike
me no matter
Feist,
what.
Challengers.
What am I, Jesus?
Yeah.
You can beat him.
What if I don't? How are you gonna look at me if I still can't beat Patrick Zweig?
Is that right?
Austin Butler, Dune Part 2.
Wow. You wouldn't be the first relative I've killed. May thy knife chip and shatter. May thy knife chip and shatter.
Such a great scene, man.
Already dead.
Chris Hemsworth.
To feel alive, we
Furiosa.
seek sensation, any sensation to wash away the cranky black sorrow. And it leaves us for a moment, but then it comes back. And we have to do it all again. And we need more, and each time we need more until too much is never enough. We are the already dead, little D.
Crowd loves blood, and
Denzel
they love those who
Washington,
love blood as much as
Gladiator
they do
2.
you, my friend. Rage pours out of you like milk.
What a
Really
category
cool.
nominees.
Cool category. We have some fucking great categories. And the winner for Best Supporting Actor of 2024 is...
Yes!
Yes! Yes!
That's a big W.
I'm so
Love
happy
that.
for Chris, man. Awards, the Academy, they're
They're stupid, bro. They're stupid.
Yeah,
They're
this
stupid.
is the best supporting performance of the year.
He's
Fucking
so
love this
good.
shit, man. He's
Dude,
so good. Watched it again the other day. He's fucking amazing. So happy about this. Chris Hemsworth, Furiosa wins. Best
Shout
supporting
out.
actor.
I gotta see top 2.
This was
Yeah.
the biggest blowout of the awards.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Wow, Josh O'Connor.
Oh, my number 2 is
Josh
on there as
O'Connor
well.
got second.
Nice. I
I
love
was
Josh
hoping
O'Connor.
Austin
So
Butler was 2.
Josh O'Connor in second did Challenges, and then Austin Butler doing Part 2 in third. Another strong 3. I had my top 2 in there, so I'm really happy with that. But Chris Hemsworth, Furiosa, number 1. Love it. Love
Shout
it.
out Hemsworth. Shout out Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Big
that's cool.
W.
Little expected. I think we all very much praise Chris Hemsworth compared to the general online media. But my number 1 was Austin Butler, but I'm glad he made the podium. And the May Thy Knife Chip and Shatter line read is just so good. So
All
good.
time no you response.
No you. Yeah. Awesome.
That's great. Wow, Furiosa picking up some big awards right now.
Mhm.
All right, this is a little long. My bad. Best actor. This is the moment where we celebrate someone who didn't just play a character, but became it. Someone who brought a script to life with depth, authenticity, and emotional truth. These are the performances that challenge us, make us uncomfortable, and some even break our hearts, all while making it look effortless. These are the nominations for Best Actor.
Beautifully said.
If there was only certainty
Ray Fiennes,
and no doubt,
Conclave.
there would be no mystery, and therefore no need for faith.
I am Paul
Timothy
Atreides,
Chalamet,
son of Leto
Dune, Part
Atreides,
2.
Duke of Arrakis. Gurney,
My lord.
send a warning to all ships. If the Great Houses attack, our atomics will obliterate all spice fields.
You're out of your mind.
He's bluffing.
Consider what you're about to do, Paul Atreides.
Silence!
What about you? Do you like girls?
Justice Smith. I saw the TV glow.
I don't know.
Boys?
I think that I like TV shows.
They found her body in a creek
Nicholas
bed
Holt, juror number 2.
about a quarter mile from Rowdy's Hideaway last October.
What are you telling me?
Maybe I didn't hit it, dear.
A screaming pig
Daniel Craig,
covered with burning
queer.
brandy runs out of the kitchen and and dies.
I freaked
Josh
out.
Hartnett,
A friend got
Trap.
burned. Some sort of kitchen accident. Great. It was very upsetting. I think she's gonna be scarred.
What's the code?
Hamilton. Well, I'll get back.
Stacked.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know.
Stacked.
I hope.
And the winner for best actor. Sorry, I forgot I was introducing
Yeah,
this
I
award. I was
Nice
so
suspense,
locked.
nice suspense.
I was so dialed into what the winner is going to be. And the winner for best actor at the 2025 ReelTok Awards is
Yeah, that makes sense. I thought
Forgot
that might.
the T. So sorry, Timothy.
Al Gaib.
Sorry for forgetting the T. Timothy Chalamet, but
I know you can't I know Mateo couldn't have put the entire "I am the hand of God" scene.
Yeah,
but if he could put an entire 5-minute scene, I think that's a great scene to put in, man.
I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis.
What a scene.
Eduritina Esilari.
Yeah.
maybe the ReelTok Awards. The ReelTok Awards might not be so different than the Oscars because this might be the same winner, but just different movie,
different role.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yes,
Wow, Josh Hartnett too. Okay, I'm glad Daniel Craig got that. That was my number one, but I'm surprised.
All-time line reading of the year is "She's really burned" or whatever he fucking said.
It's so crazy watching that clip back and thinking there's still people out there that are like, these actors are bad, or they're so clearly intentional. But yeah, Daniel Craig shot at you. That he was also my number one, my favorite of the year. But
I like Daniel Craig a lot in Queer. I think Drew Starkey was my favorite in that. But
really,
which is surprising. People hate his performance.
Yeah, that is really
I like
surprising.
Drew Starkey a lot. All-time sweaty performances from both Daniel Craig and Nicholas Holt in juror number 2. Nicholas Holt in juror number 2 was.
Oh yeah, shout out Nicholas Holt. I love Nicholas Holt.
Good. Shout out Justice Smith. I'm happy Justice Smith got.
Shout out Justice Smith. He was
I'm really happy Justice Smith got in there.
Loved him.
Wow, good award.
Great.
Oh, now time for Best Actress. Last year, we saw countless leading women inspire and capture imaginations across all genres of film. In one of the most competitive categories of this award show, these 6 nominees are every bit deserving of recognition, and there are many, many other lead actresses who easily could have been considered for this award as well. 2024 put powerful women front and center on the silver screen, and whether they are relative newcomers to the industry or mainstay titans of Hollywood, this esteemed and prestigious collection of women is truly going to be hard to top in any given year going forward. These are your nominees for Best Lead Actress. Mikey Madison,
is a fucking pussy.
Honora.
What? Did you not hear what I said? I said it's because your son's a fucking pussy.
So, Ashley.
And you are a disgusting hooker. And your son hates you so much he married one to piss you off.
Listen.
Yeah. Now your family's fucking trash.
I'll hear it.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
I'll hear it for the rest of my
Furiosa.
days.
Of course you will.
I'll feel the kickback in my hand.
Sure.
I'll remember your face as the slug worms its way into the soft matter of your brain, taking with it what you call your reason and your memory, from which my mother will fortunately be absent.
I was never
Angelina Jolie.
faking it.
Maria.
You have no idea the pain. To pull music through your belly, out your poor mouth. No idea.
Come to me,
Lily Rose Depp. Nosferatu.
guardian angel. A spirit of comfort. Spirit of any celestial sphere. Anything. Hear my call.
No Tiger Free. The First Omen.
No more than that.
You ready?
I mean, did it
Florence
ever occur
Pugh.
to you that maybe I
We
don't
Live
want
in
to talk
Time.
to someone's dead fucking mum? I mean, at this point, nothing terrifies me more than the thought of having her. Having nothing whatsoever to remember me by. And it's like there's this bit of me that is fucking desperate for her to know that I didn't just give up.
Incredible group of nominees for sure. Stacked category. Incredible year for leading women. And again, many actresses also could have been considered here. Just an incredibly stacked and close category. But the winner for Best Lead Actress at the 2024-2025 Third Annual ReelTok Awards is Lily Rose Depp.
Wow.
Nosferatu.
Good win.
I like
Good
it.
win.
She was my number 2 of the year.
She was my number 1 of the year. But damn, that was a stacked category. Holy
Mhm.
shit.
Fantastic.
Cam, if you think that first clip from First Omen where she
That's
lights herself on fire and fall, okay, that scene in this clip is crazier.
Okay.
Like it's so insane.
No Tiger Free. Shout out. She was
She's good. She's good. But shout out Lily Rose Depp. She was my number 1 personally. She was like the
My
first time
number
I saw Nosferatu, I was like, yeah, she's my number 1. Then I rewatched Nosferatu and I was like, yeah, she's my number 1.
She's my number 1 of the nominees anyway.
Yeah,
so
I'm not gonna say easily, but she's definitely my number 1. She's so good. I'm happy. What was 2 and 3?
Yep. 2 and 3. Anya Taylor-Joy, Furiosa.
Yeah.
Mikey Madison, Honora.
My top
those
3.
are
I like
my
it.
top 2.
Not to call out women's ages, but all 3 under 30, maybe.
Yeah,
Very
I don't
young.
think Anya Taylor-Joy, is she under 30?
I don't know how old
I don't know.
Lily
Young
Rose Depp
regardless.
is.
Young. And Nell Tiger Free also
Lily
very young.
Rose
And
Depp
Florence
is
Pugh,
like
really
25.
incredible, powerful leading
yeah.
women, but also
She got a sick
young.
future.
Yeah. Much more to come from them. This one wasn't a blowout, but it wasn't super close. Lily Rose Depp got the clear win here. So shout out to Lily Rose Depp winning for Nosferatu. Another, recurring theme of the ReelTok Awards is we're going to be praising movies and performances that the Academy and other awards bodies are too cowardly to be praising and giving flowers to. And we have 2 horror nominees in our 6 of these best actresses, which is, maybe we get 2 horror nominees a century at the Oscars for horror acting performances. So shout out Lily Rose Depp. Congratulations on your win.
Moving on to we're getting to the worst picture of the year. So please, before we get here, comment down below. What do you think the worst picture of the year was, or what do you think the best picture of the year was? As we get towards the end of this award show, just want to say thank you all for watching. Thank you 3 and Mateo for putting this together and being here. I really appreciate it, y'all. Movies are awesome. Movies are really fucking cool. I love movies dearly. But movies also suck sometimes. Movies can be really bad and can have poor performances, poor messages, poor scores, poor cinematography, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's important that we hold movies accountable sometime, and we hold studios accountable for making those poor movies. So here are the nominees for the 2025 Worst Picture at the ReelTok Awards.
Shout out.
It's going to be the funniest edit.
Alice in Terrorland.
Close your eyes and make a wish.
Hey.
Let the game begin.
George, that looks kind of lit. I can't lie.
Yeah, good trailer.
Trust me, that's what I thought, dude.
You know this man?
I'm his
Dear
uncle,
Santa.
Peter.
Who do you think you are talking to me like
Mega
that?
poop joke.
Oh,
That doesn't sound right.
Pardon me, kombucha.
Watch this.
No!
Not a
please,
real film.
never trust a thought. You just
Real
gambled
film.
and lost.
Nice to meet you. The pleasure
with
was
that.
mine.
So bad.
Who are you? What is going
Madam
on?
Web.
I can see the future. Oh, what the hell? She didn't see that coming? That's not how it works.
You're a fucking movie star.
Maxine.
Why did you write this?
Miller's
This is
Girl.
inappropriate.
Write what you know is what you say.
If you don't rewrite this, I'll have to fail you.
I dare you.
Weird movie.
Night Swim.
Oh, Kerry Condon. Come on.
Rebel Moon Part 2. The Scar Giver.
Ass. Not the director's fault.
Director's fault.
Yeah, a little bit
True.
director's
Red One. Movie broke me.
That was so disturbing.
This is a really bad idea.
Finicky.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I've been cold turkey in the booze. Ricky Snicky's in the program, remember?
Oh, Rod.
It's not what you think it is. It's just piss.
I'm a hyper every time. Now my mouth.
I like that joke. Spaceman.
You go where I go, and I go where you go.
I just want to come home.
Stacked.
Insane.
That's awesome. That's a fantastic category of absolute atrocities that came out this year. So the winner of the 3rd annual ReelTok Awards Worst Picture is Dear Santa. Yes, thank you. Tyler came in last minute. He said, if I watch Queer, he'll watch one movie for me. He watched Dear Santa. Worst of the year for him too. Awful film.
Shout out Jack Black.
Oh my gosh, man. I can't believe that poop and fart joke is real. Just horrendous.
Deserving of the award.
I don't fully understand the messaging either. Like it's still lost on me because he's like, I think at the end he's a guardian angel, but I don't know. Stupid movie, man.
There's literally a 15-minute Post Malone concert just thrown in the middle of it.
There's a crazy Post Malone
Like, it's not like a 10-second set. It's just like he plays 3 full songs. Like, I don't know.
Which kind of raises the score. Post Malone had some good songs in it.
Exactly. I would, if that was the whole thing, I would have probably rated it higher. But yeah, you are right. This would not have won if it wasn't for you watching Queer. So shout out Queer for making me watch this.
Queer.
Mind you, Post Malone like checks himself into rehab during this movie because of that concert. It got weird. What a bad film. Yeah, just awful. 2nd place, Madam Web. 3rd place, Alice in Terrorland. I'm honestly impressed that Alice in Terrorland had enough votes to get into that 3rd place spot.
It got
Madam
2nd
Web,
place from Patreon and 3rd from public. So I guess a good amount of people watching Alice in Terrorland.
Madam Web, not the worst comic book movie of the year.
It's obvious that it would be number on the podium though, just because it's probably the one of the nominees that people saw the most. So like they're gonna be
That's
like
very fair.
They're probably like, I'll rank the worst, and then I'll just throw everything else as a random ranking.
People saw my half-star Alice in Terrorland review, and they were like, "Nah, I gotta watch this ASAP."
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly.
You do probably have a cult of people who want to just hate watch movies you hate to be like, this guy doesn't know ball. I'm gonna prove it, and then they're all like, actually, he was right. On this one.
Yeah. Worth noting that Dear Santa is a ReelTok Awards winner. And the Brutalists never will be able to say that. So, Dear Santa, greater than
the crazy Brutalist stray.
Well, release your movie. You're not a small company, A24. Stop acting like it. Release your movie places.
Yeah,
release your movie places.
Oh baby,
the big one.
I'm so nervous.
The Best Picture Award, the award for Best Film of 2024. the award for Best Motion Picture of 2024, the award for Best Moving Image 2024. I'm trying to build it, you know? Moving Image 2024.
Keep building. Just keep going.
The most prestigious award at the most prestigious award show, the ReelTok Awards. Who will win? Will it be Furiosa, the best of the year? Dune Part 2? Or maybe a massive upset like Challengers, Nosferatu, or Madam Web? Here are, ladies and gentlemen, ReelTok listeners far and wide, your nominees for the Best Picture of 2024.
Challengers.
Hey, I love you.
I know.
Dune Part 2.
Duke of Arrakis.
Furiosa.
Remember me.
My name is Gary Johnson,
Hitman.
and my simple question for you is, who is your hitman?
Sometimes
I
the
saw the
pink
TV
opaque
glow.
feels more real than real life.
Manny, it was a TV show.
Are you sure that's all it was?
Let me just ask you one
Juror
thing.
number 2.
Did you guys ever look at any other suspect?
We are here encountering
Nosferatu.
the vampire. Nosferatu.
Queer.
All he can do is look away. But why would you?
Red Rooms.
You know the butcher?
And Trap.
The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today, so they set up a trap for him. Be kind of dope, right?
Wow, I mean, for me, that's like the best picture
That's a sick
we've had.
category.
That is a crazy. I love each and every one of these films, but man, there can only be one winner of Best Motion Picture of 2024, Best Moving Image of 2024, Best Film of 2024, and the winner is.
Yeah! Come on!
Yeah,
Listen, Al Gaib!
My
Let's
three,
go.
I'll accept it. I love Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2 wins.
I really thought Furiosa was gonna be there after those.
I hope Furiosa 2.
That's
Oh,
a
man.
100 out of 100 from day
Okay,
one.
yeah, Furiosa 2, Challengers
Yeah,
3, Dune Part 2
that's it.
takes it as best
Let's
picture
go.
of the year.
I would have
Yeah.
loved if Tyler just did like a on purpose Green Book moment, or right? Or is that where they
Moonlight
reclone-
La La Land.
Moonlight La La Land. That's it. Thank you. That would have been very funny,
That'd been
very rude, but very funny if he just did that. I
Oh,
was kinda
let's
expecting
go.
it.
That's huge.
This
That's
was
Yeah.
This was the closest. Like, not only just if we ranked them a little differently, would Furiosa have won? The top two were close. Everything else was a gap. But patron public, like the voting, again, the weighted average really helped Furiosa, because a lot of people were like, not a lot of people gave Furiosa 1 a lot of categories, but it was like 2 in like every category for everyone. So it's like just picked up so many second place votes that this one truly, like, if any ranking was slightly changed, this Furiosa was running for best picture.
This way, the way the award show went, this was gonna be top 3. I didn't know what order to expect.
It could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, I really did not know what order to expect because Challengers kind of swept early, and then like Dune was like sprinkled here and there, and then Furiosa took director and supporting actor, and I was like, oh shit, what's going on?
That's the closest awards I think we've had. Like we knew
yeah
was going to win last.
After Sun was kind of a surprise over Everything Everywhere All at Once at the time.
Yeah. At the time,
but for the whole award show, because Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of swept all the other awards. So I get what you mean in terms of the overall front to finish award show. This was the most and great segue, Cam, because the summary slide here. 5 award wins for Dune Part 2. Certainly not the sweep I was really expecting it to, but it still was the winner of the award show. And that's really because Furiosa. So Furiosa and Challengers both took home 3 awards. But as I mentioned, Furiosa is really like the clear number 2 here because couple of votes being different. And Anya Taylor-Joy is walking home with an award. It's walking home with Best Picture. This easily could have been the winner of the award show. It was that close between Dune Part 2 and Furiosa, which again, I think is a testament to the ranked choice voting, which we want to go with going forward. Now, this year we got less votes overall because the year before it was just like submit your winner for each category. So people probably, it takes you way less time. Whereas this year it takes more effort to do the ranked choice. But I think I like it because it gives us much more diverse options here. And this collection of winners is great stuff. So Dune Part 2 winning the award with 5, Furiosa at 3, Challengers at 3, Nosferatu and Hitman, both taking home 2 awards each for awesome. the genre they represent, as well as the actress starring in their film. And then 1 award for The Count of Monte Cristo, Transformers 1, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and Dear Santa. These are your 2025 3rd Annual ReelTok Award winners.
Oh, Trap didn't win an award, but Dear Santa did, guys.
What a show.
Yeah, we
nominated Trap, all right?
For a movie as divisive as Trap, we seemingly all liked it a lot, but it was never going to probably win because we like to incorporate patrons and public, and it's a 2.4 or something on Letterboxd for a reason. People aren't loving this movie as much as we are. And not enough of us were giving it that number 1 treatment, whereas we were giving it kind of 2, 3, 4s, which wasn't enough to bring the average up with the patrons and the public bringing us down here. But here's the summary of everything. We just want to say thank you, patrons. And again, especially our executive producer, Stefan Johnson, for making this happen. This award show and this podcast really wouldn't be going without all of you. So thank you all so much. Whether you're brand new here or you've been hanging out with us every single Monday and Thursday and Friday, if you're a patron, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Leave a like on this video. Comment down below which award was your favorite of the show. I think there was some here. There was at least 3 or 4 awards that were pretty shocking, and I think people watching are going to be shocked. I think the biggest holy shit moment was probably George might say score, but I would say director. George Miller. Yeah,
that
was the biggest. Like, whoa, this is
score. I was not confident Dune would. I kind of thought I was like, maybe I'm overthinking it. Like enough of the public.
Yeah.
Like
I thought I was a swing vote. I thought we pulled it to Dune, but apparently
I guess not, man.
Yeah.
But incredible stuff. Incredible stuff.
Shout out my king though, Hans Zimmer. I love you.
Shout out Mario and Jean Baptiste, best performance of the year.
Agreed. Yeah, but let us know down below as well. We added new categories this year in terms of like the special shouts where we give shouts to movies we loved. We tease maybe a voice acting category next year. Let us know other categories. I think for sure I want to start adding a couple more Oscar categories in here, like throwing editing or sound. I think we're getting mature enough in our award show, that we can start adding in some of these other awards as well. So, the last 2 years we had 20 awards. We could definitely push it to 25, maybe 30 next year. So let us know some other award ideas down below. We want to do stuff that, you see from other award shows, but also what other fun, outside the box, like funniest or best horror that you don't see on other award shows do you want to see here? Next up on the ReelTok Podcast, Wednesday, we're going to be having a real quick episode, question and answer. We're going to be answering questions from our patrons. Thursday is going to be a draft of our favorite movies or movies that we really love that one of us rates a 2 out of 5 or less on Letterboxd. And this week on Patreon only on Friday, we are reviewing David Fincher's Seven. Next week on the ReelTok Podcast for episode 125, we're going to be adding films to the ReelTok collection, which Dune Part 2 as all best pictures for the ReelTok Podcast, After Sun and Oppenheimer as well, will get added to the ReelTok collection, as well as each of us will give our 1 annual addition to the ReelTok collection of the best movies, the prestige list of the podcast, and then I get a bonus pick for having the best record in drafts last year on the podcast. Stay tuned for that next week, as well as a review of just a catch-all of all the 2025 releases that have been going on during our awards episodes the past couple of weeks that we didn't get to, like The Wolfman, Den of Thieves 2 Pantera, Flight Risk, Presence, and more. And also we have our merch store, realtalkpodcast.com. If you want to grab some merch, patrons get 20% off. The coupon code is in the merch store. So if you want to get merch, you like Film Bro merch or anything else, consider joining the Patreon. Even at the lowest tier, you're going to get that coupon for 20% off. So it'll probably save you money by joining the Patreon. But finally, we just want to say thank you, of course, for watching and supporting this podcast. I'll open the floor to you three. Anything else you want to say before we close out ReelTok episode 124, the 3rd annual ReelTok Awards?
Well, as we always say, Tyler's too humble to take credit where credit is due, but he was right there with Mateo putting all this together, working tirelessly for the last couple of days. So
there would be no podcast without Tyler.
There'd be no podcast, let alone award show, without Mr. Tyler C. Whitmore. Good thing he doesn't have a day job, so he could just focus.
And he has extra time, George. He has extra hours in the day.
He has 36 hours in the day to do all this.
24.
But always, I love all three of you. But shout out you guys for still doing this podcast.
Appreciate it. You know, with this drops Monday, we may not have TikTok in the US on Monday. We might. I have no idea how it's going to go. Crazy that app has kind of brought us here. So just want to say like thank you to you all for putting up with me for 3 awards now. Love you all very much. Thanks to everyone who's kind of followed from TikTok. If you knew us in other places or you just found us straight through the podcast, that's awesome. You're going to have to tell friends about us more than ever now. So really appreciate all the support you guys do. And please, just tell people about us and let them know, because we want to keep this going for as long as possible.
And we will.
And and of course
we enjoy this. Like it's we really enjoy. Well, I can speak to myself, but every week it's really fun. We enjoy it. We get a lot back from it, and it's just nice to just sit and chat some film. You know, like it's a cool thing to do. So we appreciate all of you. George said it. Tyler, been like the anchor for us, I would argue, with the podcast, and Mateo as well. Being just
Mateo as well.
Yeah, being just a wonderful addition to the team. Amazing. We appreciate all of you listening, watching, whatever you do. Comment down below what you appreciate about us. You know, that'd be pretty good.
Real. Do it now.
Yeah, we appreciate you all listening. I mean, perfect timing. Let us know what kind of what you would have changed with the award show, winners, losers, you know, etc. We appreciate all your support and input. And we will be keeping this going.
Shout out House of the Dragon for still being the only winner of the Best TV Show award. Cam shouted out X-Men 97 and the Penguin. Shout out The Bear. Shout out Arcane Season 2. And shout out Shogun.
Shout out Breaking Bad, because it's fucking good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I just get it in there. But yeah, we appreciate you all for listening, watching, and we will be continuing this. TikTok may be going somewhere, but we're not.
What else can we shout out? Shout out Nolan and the Odyssey.
Shout out
Canned Yoo-Hoo, goated.
No, shout out
Cam Walsh for having a second child in 2024.
Shout out Cam Walsh. Well, actually, shout out Emma for having a second child. Emma did the work there, Cam. No offense.
The biggest release of 2024 was not a movie. It was the delivery of Sutton Walsh.
That's so real, man.
Let's end the podcast on that note. Thank you all so much for listening. We will see you all on Thursday with our draft. Peace.